Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mick, and once again, breaking out my handy dandy TBR jar for the month of March. I want to address the elephant in the room first and foremost. I am sick. I tried to really sound, you know, not sick before I started filming this, but that was not in the cards for me. So I'm just gonna power through and do it anyways. And you know what? We're gonna be fine, because if there's anything I need today, it is picking the books that I'm going to be aiming to read in March. This video is just like so fun to film. I have so much fun every time. I don't really want to talk about the fact that it's already gonna be March, because that's like actually scary. It's scary. I'm turning 20 redacted in March, so. But anyways, I'm gonna be picking 8 books for the month of March. But I was thinking, I was gonna put 2 fun little like birthday themed prompts, or like not even birthday themed, but like special treats for my birthday month that I could potentially be pulling. But I think instead, depending on how the book selection has been going when we get up to book 6, I might just give myself 2 freebies. I'll explain more when we get there if that's what we end up doing. But yeah, basically I'm wanting to have some free reign, and that's not entirely how this works, but it's my birthday month, you know? Okay, anyways, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the prompt picking, because I'm so excited and I've missed this. So prompt number 1 is a book you thrifted. Okay, I actually have so many books on this cart that I thrifted, a bunch of which I actually got in my last, did like a weekend, spend the weekend with me vlog, and I thrifted so many books. I think I thrifted like 7 books. So let's see what our options are. I have One for My Enemy, All of You Blade, The Institute by Stephen King, Mexican Gothic, Sight, Anxious People. Honestly, I'm kind of having trouble remembering which ones. I know I thrifted a lot of these. Oh, Diane Setterfield, but I got that from a little free library, so I like don't know if that 100% counts. I'm thinking nothing is like jumping out at me. It's a weird choice. I don't know. I have 2 options. I feel like I should do the one that's on my priority 2024 list. I'm gonna do that. Okay. I was gonna say I read my first Olivia Blake book in February, and I really liked it. Such a good time, and it's definitely a different vibe than this one, but I'm interested in seeing how I feel about her writing style in a different genre. So I have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake, which I did thrift actually so long ago. This is like an urban fantasy. It is a Romeo and Juliet retelling from what I know. Inside of the cover is literally so pretty, and it just seems like super interesting. It's also a standalone, which is really nice. I'm definitely getting a little bit daunted by how many series I own and am in the middle of. I'm literally only in the middle of like 4 or 5, but I usually try and finish an entire series all in one go. This is new for me, and it's getting a little stressful. So any chance I get to pick up a standalone, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, oh, and also this is on my 24 books I want to read in 2024 list, so I think this is a good choice. I think this is a good choice. I would really like to be able to knock her off the list and get it off my TBR card. So, okay, number 1 is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. Okay, prompt number 2. Ooh, okay, wait, this is so exciting. Okay, prompt number 2 is a sci-fi book. So I actually know exactly what I'm gonna pick for this. Like, I actually didn't even have to look. Should I look? Do I have any other sci-fi on here? I don't think I do. So I'm going with Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I ordered this on Amazon a couple weeks ago because I saw one singular review kind of explaining how it made them feel, and I was immediately sold. I have read The Martian with an asterisk next to it because I didn't finish it, and I think the only reason is because I wasn't in the right mood when I picked it up, and also I've seen the movie, and so I knew exactly how the end was gonna play out, and so I just couldn't force myself to sit there and finish it when I was just like already not in the right headspace, and I knew exactly what was gonna happen. But I definitely liked the writing style, and this is the same author as The Martian, so I have high hopes about how I'm gonna feel about the writing, and I've just heard that this story is so good. I love consuming sci-fi content, but I haven't really read that many sci-fi books, so this is very exciting. I don't actually know that much about the plot of this, me ordering it without knowing. For sure I ordered it without knowing what it's about. A lone astronaut, an impossible mission, an ally he never imagined. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he's been asleep for a very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but 2 corpses for company. His crewmate's dead, his memories fuzzily returning. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Drilling through space on this tiny ship must puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. Project Hail Mary is a tale of discovery, speculation, and survival to rival The Martian while taking us to places it never dreamed of going. Yeah, they've sold me. Okay, prompt number 3. Ooh. Well, prompt number 3 is a known tearjerker. Well, there's 2 that immediately jump out at me, neither of which I'm particularly inclined to pick up right now. First two that came to mind looking at this prompt. I have Call Me By Your Name, which I have seen the movie, love the movie, sob at the movie, and then A Little Life, which I really do want to get to A Little Life at some point. I just don't know. I don't quite know if I will be. I feel like that kind of book, you have to be in the perfect mood for it when you pick it up. Otherwise, it'll take a really long time to get through. Partially because it's such a big book and partially because of the subject matter. Let me think. There is one book on here that I actually just thrifted that gives me the vibes that it could be a tearjerker. I just don't know that much about the book itself. I really wish I had the third. I just finished the second book in the Beartown series, and I know if I had the third Beartown book, I'd be crying. I was looking up Anxious People by Frederick Bachman because his Beartown series makes me sob, but all the reviews of this are talking about how it's quirky and witty. Oh, wait, you know what I could do? Okay, this is out of left field. It's not any of the books I've talked about so far. This was on my TBR for last month. Spoiler alert, I did not get to it. I wanted to. I just spent most of the month powering through my romance books for my romance reading vlog. But I've seen people's reactions to the miniseries that this book was adapted into, and it has people sobbing. It's also overall about very dramatic subject matter, so I could definitely see myself crying from this. It's funny because I don't know much about the book specifically. I don't have any evidence of someone reading this book and sobbing from the book. I think I can go off of the TV show considering it's the same story and just count that. I'm gonna put this back on my TBR. I do really want to get to it, and that's my justification. Okay, so book number 3 is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, which is about two individuals. One is a young woman that I didn't even say this the first time I was talking about this book in this video last month. The female main character is actually blind, I believe. It takes place during World War II. When the Nazis occupy Paris, her and her father have to flee. They actually continue to run a radio show. I think it's a radio broadcast kind of providing hope or updates. Our other character is a young man that actually is part of the Nazi regime, to my understanding, and he's been given the task of hunting down the people that are responsible for this broadcast. The thing that sells me every time I reread this book flap is the sentence, deftly interweaving the lives of Marie, Laure, and Werner, he illuminates the ways against all odds people try to be good to one another. I think it's overall a story of hope just set in front of a very dark backdrop, obviously. I know a lot of historical fiction books are set in front of the backdrop of World War II, but I personally haven't read many. I don't even think I've read one. So I think it'll be an interesting thing for me to try. I'm pretty sure I'll be crying. So book number 3. Okay, prompt number 4. A book by an author you've read before. Okay. I have two options that immediately jump to mind because there's two books on this top shelf that I would really like to get on my March TBR, and that is Bride by Ali Hazelwood and A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the ACOTAR series, and this is a paranormal romance, Ali Hazelwood's first paranormal romance. I read the book right before this in the ACOTAR series last month, February, this month technically. I also read my first Ali Hazelwood book this month, so I would really like to have both of those on my March TBR because I'm really anticipating both of them, and Bride is my book club's March pick, so I am gonna have to get to that this month regardless. Other one that comes to mind is always Cassandra Clare. I love any excuse to put a Cassandra Clare book on my TBR, and I would really like to start the Last Hours series, but I think I'm gonna go with Bride. Because I know I have to get to this regardless this month, so might as well put it on there. Like I said, this is her first foray into paranormal romance, and honestly, this is the first paranormal romance I will have read as an adult. I definitely read paranormal romances in my Wattpad days, I was eating them up actually. This one I believe is a marriage of convenience story between a vampire and a werewolf. I've heard a lot of people say the word Omegaverse, and I am not familiar with that. If you want to fill me in, please do. I have heard a lot of people say that this is Omegaverse adjacent, whatever that means. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. It's another standalone, which like I said, I love a standalone. So I think this will be really fun. I'll try and take you guys along with me to book club if I can at all this month, because I think it'll be really, really interesting to hear what everyone thinks about this, because I think it's definitely outside of at least half of our book club's comfort zone. So it'll be interesting. Okay, so book number 4, Bride. Okay. Prompt number 5, author whose name starts with F. Whose name starts with F? Wait, I was gonna say, I said in last month's video that I had taken out all of these that didn't have a corresponding book to go with them, so I was kind of confused. I didn't remember anyone having a name that starts with F, but I actually have 2 options for this. I have Housemate by Frida McFadden, and I have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I think that's it. I have been wanting to try a new Frida McFadden, but I also just haven't really been in a mystery thriller mood lately. Weirdly enough, I've really been in a literary fiction mood, which is so bizarre. But like I said, I've been working my way through the Beartown series and I've been loving it. So I'm really, really intrigued to try something else from Frederick Bachman. I've heard a lot of people say that Beartown is really different than the rest of his work. And so I'm really intrigued to give this a go. I think I'm gonna do Anxious People. Basically, from what I understand, first little sentence of the back of the book says, looking at real estate isn't usually a life or death situation, but an apartment open house becomes just that when a failed bank robber bursts in and takes a group of 8 strangers hostage. So it's basically like a little locked room. I said closed door the last time I talked about this. That's not the correct term. I need to look up the correct term, but basically it's a group of people all in one location just talking, I think, which is so not up my alley again. Like I usually avoid stories like that, like The Plague, because I get bored. I just trust Frederick Bachman. Like I really trust him after Beartown. I think if anyone could get me to really enjoy a literary fiction like this, it would be him. So I don't know. This man just has a way with words, and he has a way of just making me see the world a little bit differently, or putting into words things that I know about the world but I've never been able to say myself, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited. And also it got turned into a Netflix series, I'm pretty sure, so I would be very intrigued to watch that after I finish reading this. So anyways, okay, book number 5 is Anxious People. Sorry also if the lighting in here is getting crazy. It's getting dark outside because I think it's about to start raining. So that's unfortunate. Bear with me. Number 6 is a book with a verb in the title. Okay, we have Dance of Thieves, which was actually on my February TBR as well. Call Me By Your Name, Looking for Alaska, Everything I Never Told You, told is a verb, and What Comes After. Of those, I think I'm gonna go with Dance of Thieves again. I really wanted to get to this last month. I just kind of ran out of time. It's always just a little bit daunting because it's like, do I actually want to start another series? But this is only a duology, so it's really not that much of an undertaking. I really do want to get to it. Like I know people love this series, like love this book. I think I'm gonna do it. Again, I don't know much about the plot of this at all, and I kind of want to keep it that way. All I really know is it is a YA fantasy duology. I think it's about an outlaw family, and that's really all I know. So people love the characters in this story. I love the concept of a duology, and I realized recently I've actually never read one myself, so I'm really wanting to get to this, and it's on my 24 anticipated reads list for 2024. So I'm feeling good about this. I do really want to try and get to this month. So book number 6. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and then I might do a freebie for the 8th one. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of crazy. I don't know. We'll see. Prompt number 7, highly anticipated. I definitely have one that I can do for this right away. That would be A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas, which again, 3rd book in the ACOTAR series. I just finished the 2nd one like literally a couple days ago. I want to start this immediately because I know this picks up right where that book leaves off. My friend Tori actually sent this to me, which is so sweet of her, and I'm very excited to get started. So another decently sized undertaking, but I really think that once I'm in it, I'll blow through it because the stakes are really up. Like the stakes are up here. I'm itching to start. Like I'm so excited about this. This is the 3rd book in a series. I can't really tell you much about the plot. Just know basically the overall series just takes place in like a fairy world. There's humans, there's fairies, there's a brewing conflict, there's a lot of romance. This is solidly a romantasy series, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm so excited about this. Okay, book number 7. For prompt number 8, I'm being so tempted right now, kind of go out of left field. I had this idea and I still might do it. I have some friends that are coming into town this weekend for my birthday, and I wanted to try and maybe have 1 or 2 of them control what I read for a week afterwards, or at least like start the video while they're here, and that still might happen. Not sure yet. But just in case it doesn't, I think it would be kind of fun to have one of them pick. So my friends Kat and Maddie, the 2 of them live together in Houston. Okay, I'm gonna FaceTime them. Hey! Okay, so do you guys want to pick a book from I sent you guys a picture of my current collection. You guys want to discuss what you'd like to pick? I am.
What do you think, Kat? Genre you want to pick for her? You want me to just pick a book?
You guys have to pick one collectively. Like, I only have 1 slot.
Which ones are calling your name, Kat? Well, have you read any of these before, Mick?
No.
Or you've read All the Missing Girls?
Not even. I've had it for a really long time though. Like a really long time.
I'm liking the look of Once Upon a River.
Okay, okay.
Starless Sea.
Okay.
The Word is Murder. That one is interesting.
Good. That one has a good title. It's a strong title.
It is a strong title. That is what I'm liking right now. Starless Sea, Once Upon a River, and The Word is Murder. Yeah.
What are you thinking, Maddie?
I want to know what The Word is Murder. Is that a mystery thriller, I assume?
Word is murder. It says, a woman crosses a London street. It is just after 11 a.m. on a bright spring morning and she is going into a funeral parlor to plan her own service. 6 hours later, the woman is dead, strangled with a crimson curtain cord in her own home. Enter disgraced police detective Daniel Hawthorne, a brilliant eccentric man, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, he solves the mystery.
I'm not feeling it. Can I detail the word is murder?
Yes.
Or put together too. Like have the same name kind of, look like same kind of vibe. I don't think I've heard of either of them.
I think that the Starless Sea is like fantasy, and then Once Upon a River is more like magical realism, like vibes.
Is the Starless Sea Erin Morgenstern?
Yeah,
Okay, I have heard of it.
yeah, she wrote The Night Circus.
Wild. I think you just do that one. Wait, you know what the Night Circus is? Yeah, I haven't read it, but I know what it is.
Oh, she knows. Oh,
She
she
doesn't
knows.
know. I'm down for that one then.
Okay, so the Starless Sea. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna get this out of here. Hold on. Okay, this is your pick. The Starless Sea.
Okay, cute. Are you gonna read the back?
Of course. It says, hold on, it's actually the inside cover. Oh my god, there's so many words in here. Far beneath the surface of the earth, upon the shores of the Starless Sea, there is a labyrinthine collection of tunnels and rooms filled with stories. The entryways that lead to the sanctuary are often hidden, sometimes on forest floors, sometimes in private homes, sometimes in plain sight. But those who seek will find. Their doors have been waiting for them. Zachary Ezra Rollins is searching for his door, though he does not know it. He follows a silent siren song and inexplicable certainty that he is meant for another place. When he discovers a mysterious book in the stacks of the campus library, he begins to read and is entranced by tales of lovelorn prisoners, lost cities, and nameless acolytes. Suddenly, a turn of the page brings Zachary to a story from his own childhood, possibly written in this book that is older than he is. Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of words. Basically, I think him and a couple of other people find their what is it? Doors? Is that what it's called? And then end up in this magical world together. That seems like what it is. There's also a battle raging over the fate of this place that they found. So, I know, it's crazy.
There's a lot going on.
They have a lot going on. I've heard good things and I've always wanted to read something by her, so good choice. Okay, thanks guys.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so they picked the Starless Sea. I honestly have never known that much about the plot of this, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I had to read the entire inside cover. Again, I've always been interested in reading something by Erin Morgenstern, and this definitely seems like a very interesting, very elaborate story. I think, let me see, I think this is also a standalone, which is nice. Also a standalone, so very exciting that I'm not starting a whole nother series with this one. Okay, book number 8. I think that's all I'm gonna do. That's already quite a few books, so let's go ahead and recap them before I get myself in too much trouble and have a never-ending list that I'm never gonna get through. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a run through of all the books that I've picked for the month of March. First up, we have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, Pride by Ali Hazelwood, Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, and Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Looking at this, I know that this is an insane amount of books. However, March is very long. There's 5 weekends in March. So not completely out of the question to at least get through a good chunk of these if I'm reading consistently, which so far this year I've made a very decent chunk in my reading goal, in my physical TBR, feeling good overall. So I feel like it's not like outrageous of me to aim big. I'm just feeling hopeful about March as a whole, you know? So anyways, this is our list for March. Very excited about a bunch of these. We'll get to hear all about my thoughts in my March wrap up and see which of them I actually managed to get to. And yeah, okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!